my luggage has already gone, my books, my clothes, everything, including my money. The only thing that I was remaining with, it was my phone, only phone, but everything else was gone, and I was alone at the border, stuck with no one that I know. There was no help actually that they could offer to me apart from me going to jail. How is it, guys, and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Dixon. If it's your first time coming to this channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and also turn on the post notification bell so that whenever I create videos, I send you notifications. So today's video is kind of special. It's amazing and you don't want to miss it out. So I'll be sharing with you guys the experience that I had when I went to the Swaziland, otherwise it's called the Kingdom of Eswatin. Yeah, so basically the Kingdom of Eswatin is located to the southern part of Africa. Yeah, you can check out on the map so that you can know it in case you don't know it. Yeah, and I remember for the first time I was sharing with my friends that I'm going to Swaziland. For them, they thought maybe it's a country that is even not in southern part of Africa. So you might be one of those people. So in case you don't know, you can check out on the map. It shares boundaries with Mozambique, and the other side it shares boundary with South Africa. I'm not making this video to make to showcase the bad part of Swaziland, but it's just to share experience that I had when I went there and some of the challenges that I met. And of course, along the way, I'll be also explaining some of the good things that I experienced when I went there. But I strongly encourage you to stick around to the end, because some of the things they might be helpful to you in case you may think of going to Swaziland also in the near future. So basically, it was in the first week of January in 2018 when I left Cape Town, South Africa, to go to Swaziland, where I got a scholarship to study. Yeah, so everything went well. My travel from Cape Town to Johannesburg, and then I got a land transport from Johannesburg to Swaziland. And I still remember by then it costed me around I think that was 350 to hire. We call it a combi. Some people they call it a taxi, some they call it a bus, but I don't know which one is which, but people that side they call it combi. So it costed me like 200 no, it was 350 from Johannesburg up to Swaziland. The Swaziland taxi rank, it's called Manzini. Yeah, so I still remember I left. It was in the morning, and it was on Saturday morning. Yeah, so when I left, everything honestly went well till I got to the border. Yeah, so when I reached at the border, it's when now the first challenge that I met started. Yeah, so what happened is that by the time I was about to enter into the Kingdom of Eswatin, otherwise known as Swaziland, the immigration officials, they realized that the South African permit that I used to have, it wasn't original. I don't know what happened, but what I know is that I went to Home Affairs and I got that permit, South African permit, that allowed me to stay and work here in South Africa. So when they realized that, they said, we're not going to allow you to enter into Swaziland. You have to go back to Pretoria. You have to wait till you go to court, and we're going to file a case against you because you are in possession of a fake document, which means you are living in our country illegally. Yeah, so when this happened, I felt like honestly, I didn't understand and I didn't welcome the idea, because by then my luggage was already gone, because like the combis couldn't wait, because they always in a rush, taxi drivers, they want to make money fast, and yeah, they had to leave me and they went with my luggage. And the mistake that I made is that all the money that I had, I put it inside the luggage. I had a brand new shoe that I bought, and I had to take the money and put inside that shoe, so that like if in case I met like scholars or thieves, I don't know if you call them thieves, but in here we call them scholars. In case I meet them, my money won't be affected. Yeah, so like as I said, my luggage has already gone, my books, my clothes, everything, including my money. The only thing that I was remaining with, it was my phone. Only phone, but everything else was gone, and I was alone at the border, stuck with no one that I know. And by then I still remember my phone has already lost signal, because I was like moving from South Africa to Swaziland. So my phone had already lost signal, and there was no one that I could contact. I had no access to contact the college where I was going, and I had no access to contact even my parents back home, and I had no access to even contact the friends that I had right here in Cape Town, South Africa. Yeah, so as I said, that was the first challenge that I made. But the question might probably be, what did I do next? Yeah, so what happened is that when this happened, I tried to go inside and tried to spoke to immigration officials, but they said there's nothing that we can do. There's absolutely nothing that we can do to help you. Otherwise, the only thing that you have to do is for you to go back to South Africa in Pretoria and maybe book a hotel or whatever accommodation that you can get, so that you can wait, because we've filed a case against you. So I tried to explain to them that, my luggage is already gone and my money is inside that luggage, and there's nothing that I can do. I can't get transport to move from here to Pretoria. Even if you can, if you're going to arrange transport for me, I'm not gonna be able to get money to finance myself to buy food, even accommodation we're talking about. And I don't have relatives in South Africa that maybe can support me or can keep me at the moment, as we'll be waiting for the case that you filed against me. So they said, oh my brother, there's nothing that we can do. The only option that we can do is for us to arrange transport for you, to transport you from here up to maybe Johannesburg, and from there you're going to see what you can do. But the only thing that we can do is to give you papers for the cases that we filed against you, so that you can now you can go to the court. If you're going to win, then you are free to come back to Swaziland. If you are going to lose, definitely you're going to jail. So when they mentioned jail, I almost cried. I'm like, in my life I never ever even gone to police. All of a sudden you telling me to go to jail. No, this is not working out. So I went out. When I went out, I don't know what happened, but honestly I just have to thank God, because I know that it was God who made everything to be possible. So when I went outside, I met this other guy who had this friendly looking face, and I explained to him everything that has happened. And fortunately, he was a Swaziland immigration official. Yeah, so he said, "Eish, brother, I don't think there's anything that I can do for you, and I don't have any power against South Africa, and there's nothing that I can do for you. The only advice that I can give you is that just spoke to them, so that maybe they can do you some kind of a favor. But if they can't do you a favor, then just accept whatever they're going to tell you. Otherwise, here, even this board of Swaziland, we can't let you in." Yeah, so I tried to explain to him when he asked me, "Where exactly are you going?" So I told him that I'm going to college. And he said, "What is the name of the college?" Then I explained to him. He said, "Oh no, we know all the students that usually go to this college, they are always good. And we never had issues with all the students that moves from here to to that college till they graduate to go back to their respective countries." Yeah, so I don't know what I can do, but I'm just gonna try to help you and see how things are going to work out. And I should honestly say that when he said that, I started praying inside my heart, because I knew that he was the only person with a way out. Otherwise, there could have been nothing that I could do. So he went to spoke to his friends, and he explained everything to him. And the language that he was speaking was new to me, and I wouldn't even pick out even a single word. But he explained this to his friends, and fortunately his friends accepted, saying, Esh, I don't know, but we just have to allow you whatever decision that you are going to make. We're going to accept you do it. Otherwise, this if anything happens, it's gonna fall on your head, because he might move to our country, but if anything happens, definitely they're gonna come and ask who gave him the access to enter into the country. Yeah, so before I forget, by the time they were giving me the files that for the case files, by then they already took my passport. So by this time I was explained to these new guys I had no passport, because my passport was already kept by them, and they were arranged to move it to the court in Pretoria, so that when the day of hearing the case, if I win, I'm going to get my passport back. Otherwise, there was no way I would get that passport back. So they asked me, what are we going to do? Because we can't even help you when you don't have a passport, you don't have any travel document. Otherwise, if you're going to our country, one way or the other, you're going to stuck. You'll not be able to process your permit, and you can't get any social service in our country. So still more you're going to struggle. So I said, hey, just let me in, because my luggage is gone, and if I have to go back, definitely I'm going to lose everything. I'm going to lose my clothes, I'm going to lose my books, I'm going to lose my money. Everything that I had is going to be gone, and everything that I worked for is going to disappear. So it's something that I won't appreciate to happen. So they said, all right, it's fine. So these guys, to be honest, were kind enough, and they arranged for transport for me from the border up to one of the cities in Swaziland called Manzini. Yeah, of course I was kind of excited that I'm going to this side, but on the other hand, I was crying deep down of my heart, because I thought Swaziland is kind of like the life that we live in South Africa. Because in South Africa, if you lose something, you know that you've lost it for good. But Swaziland is not in that way. Like when my luggage went, these guys arranged and kept the stuff. I don't know, I think maybe they at the border, maybe they called the driver. I don't know what they did, but when I arrived in Manzini, I found that my luggage was safe. I just had to pay some little money, because those guys who kept it for me, they required me to give them some sort of money, because it's them who kept my stuff. Otherwise, I didn't feel pain, because I knew that like everything that I had was rescued. Yeah, so basically that was the first challenge that I made. Yeah, so the second challenge that I faced in Swaziland is for me to access now my passport back. So it just happened that when I arrived there, I went to college safely, and it came time, so that it came time that I should now process my permit, or otherwise my visa, or if I can call it study permit. But now there was no way I could process it when I don't have the passport. Yeah, so I was stuck, because like by then I couldn't go back to South Africa to get the passport back, because they've already filed the case against me. So I tried like if I can remember, that was like 2 if not 3 attempts to cross and go back maybe to Pretoria and have the hearing, so that I can get my passport back. But I had now 2 more challenges that I faced. When I reached at the Swaziland border to move to South Africa, they said, we can't let you cross the border, and we don't know what you did for you to move from South Africa to Swaziland without a passport. We suspect maybe you jumped the border, or there might be something that you did. And honestly, I had nothing to prove myself, and that guy who helped me wasn't there. Even had it been he was there, I couldn't even point him and say it's this one who helped me, because if I could do that, he should have landed in trouble, just as he instructed me that if you move out, if you be successful, please, if anything happens, don't mention me, because it's gonna be like you bribed me. And these people that were at the migration on this particular day, this is what they were saying. They said, you can't get into our country without passport. Definitely you either bribed, or maybe you jumped, or maybe there's something that you did. So I tried to explain to them, to even convince them that this is exactly what happened, and I showed them the documents that I got, but they said no, we can't believe you. Then they said there are two things that are going to happen. It's either you're going to jail, or you're going to be deported, or just go back to Swaziland till maybe we find out a solution on how we're going to help you. So I went back to college, and honestly I wasn't happy, because everyone at the college had permit except me. Yeah, so I also tried the second time to go, so that maybe I can move in back to South Africa, so that I can get my passport back, but things didn't work out again. And the third time that I tried to go, it's when now things went really bad, whereby I was to go to jail, because there was nothing that were supposed to be done, because there was no help actually that they could offer to me, apart from me going to jail, so that maybe they can file a case against me and then be deported back to my country. Yeah, so I don't want to make this video long. For today, this part I'm going to stop here, and the next the part 2, which is the next episode, I'm going to explain the whole process, what happened exactly for me to land in the hands of police, and me going to court, and me going back to my country. So make sure you check in the next episode that I'll be uploading. And yeah, if you've not yet subscribed, make sure you hit the subscribe button, and make sure you turn on post notification bell, so that you don't miss out my future uploads. And if you've not yet if you've not liked this video, make sure you also like, so that it also helps me in algorithm. Otherwise, cheers and God bless.